Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. I missed you guys a lot. Thank you so much for your well wishes. I'm feeling better. I'm going to speak a little bit about that energy after I show you the selections. If you feel like sticking around to hear that, that's great. If you want to skip forward, you can just go to your group selection. The timestamps are in the description and in the comments. Today's pick a card reading is what does your soul want to tell you? So briefly, I want to explain what I mean by this. So of course we have the mind, body, spirit connection, and there are very different messages from each. We all of us probably already know what it feels like to have the body communicate, and of course our mind, the messages from our mind. However, the soul is pretty much the deepest and most pure part of us. And it's really crazy how much the soul can hide things from us, or maybe we're not ready to hear, or whatever the case is. But what I'm going to be doing today, and this I hope is not going to be triggering for anyone, but that is my advisory there. I'm going to be tapping into this deepest part of us, okay? So it may be an intense reading. I honestly don't know, because I never know what I'm going to do. I've never done this topic before, at least in this way. So that is what we're going to be doing. And next I will show you the selections. Remember that this is a general reading. The info for the personal readings is in the description. And I also am offering energy scans. You can check it out when you click on the link. This is here for no particular reason, by the way. It's just my glass lotus. Okay, so let me show you the groups. And like I said, after this, you can skip it if you want. I'm going to be giving you my take on the collective energy update. I haven't done that in a long time. So here's group number 1. This is selenite. Group number 2 is the rose quartz heart. Group number 3 is the blue apatite. And group number 4 is pyrite. So take as much time as you need. Take a breath, go with your intuition. If nothing feels right to you in today's video, that's perfectly okay. You can click off. I'd rather you do it when you're ready. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. And for those of you that would like to stick around for my collective energy update, I'm probably just gonna shuffle to help me think a little bit. It does help me think. So 2022 is the year of balance. This is my personal take on things. I am just an intuitive observer of things. You guys can let me know in the comments if you agree with this or not. But I think that most of us can agree that 2021 was, I don't really have a kind word for what 2021 was. From my personal experience, it was, I'm laughing now, but it was the most imbalanced year of my entire life. It was pretty insane. Because the numerology, I think I've spoken on this before, it adds up to 5. It added up to 5, and 5 is, in tarot at least, you can see it holds true. It's a number of conflict, chaos, or change, right? It's not always bad, but it does tend to be very jarring. So it was a great deal of imbalance, all packed into 1 year. I talked about this in a couple of videos ago. However, 2022, I had high hopes for 2022, and I still do. Oh, goodness, it's February 1st. Happy February. So that number 22 and what it adds up to, just the whole sequence, it feels great to me. I am really feeling a huge level of balance. I hope that you guys are too. I just wanted to say that this is the collective energy that I'm picking up on from myself, from people in my life, and from all of the many people that I read for, because I read a lot of tarot per week, and everyone is going through these same changes. But I do want to point out one thing. I am observing, okay, that the people who are really putting a lot of work into their spiritual balance and in their life in general, and they want to be more insightful, they want to look inward, they want to work on their goals and mature and face their fears. Everyone who is currently doing that and has probably been doing it for a while, I'm observing that we are all succeeding, and I'm so, so happy to report that to you guys, okay? If you feel that this is not the case for you, just hang in there. You know, I think that it's all a matter of trial and error. If you guys have observed me from the beginning of when I started this thing, I am quite different than when I started the channel. So it does take time. And mind you, I didn't start my spiritual balance journey from 2 years ago. It started way before that, okay? So lots of trial and error. Find what works and what doesn't work for you. You know, you can continue to strive for that enlightenment, betterment, that higher self version of you, and just keep at it, because I promise you that if you keep putting in the work and you just find something that works for you personally, you will get there, okay? You will find that peace, you will find that balance, and that is especially the energy, I feel at least, of this year. And we have to take advantage of this because we've been working so, so hard, and you can tell how exhausted I am. The collective energy is exhausted, and we definitely have earned some peace, and I do feel that we are getting there. My personal update just in my own life, yeah, I was a hot mess for a very long time. I didn't protect my energy. I didn't take care of my body. That was toxic. Finally started doing a lot of these good habits, and I really hope that it's true for a lot of you as well. Mind, body, spirit connection always. And again, provided that you put in that work, or at least mindfulness, you will find the results. I so have high hopes for this year. I think that the balance and the peace and the stillness, you know, and the passion of this year, I feel that it will only continue to grow. And speaking of passion, I am going to get back into the how-to videos for tarot and for writing. Oh, please, for writing. I have missed it so much. For those of you that are interested in the passion of learning and the passion of writing or creativity. So let me know how you guys have been doing in this collective energy. We're all in this together. I say that probably a lot. It's always true. Okay, we're all in this together. We are all connected. We're all connected to each other and to the higher level beings and forces, the divine. So I don't feel that anyone should ever think that they're alone, because that's just not the case, okay? So thank you for listening. If you did listen, I'm going to just shuffle my stuff and get ready, and then you can pick on your selection afterwards, okay? Thank you so much. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 1, which is the selenite. So let's shuffle and get into your question. I'm going to be posting the how-to videos very soon if those of you who didn't watch my little spiel at the beginning. Spirit, this reading is for group 1, please. And the energies for them especially. What does their soul want to tell them? Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 1. So group 1, I'm going to actually start off, I wasn't anticipating this, but I'm going to start off with one or two of these. This is the Osho Zen Tarot. It's an interesting deck, very interesting. Spirit, can we please have 1 or 2 cards for Group 1, can you please let us know, what does their soul, Group 1 soul, what do you want to tell us, please? Okay, that sounds really intimate. Spirit, can you please let us know, for Group 1, what does their soul want to tell us? Group 1 soul, please. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's see how some of this does connect, but this is what we have so far. We have conditioning, and then we have consciousness. That's an interesting mix here. All right, so let me draw the tarot next, but in this conditioning card, I am seeing the obvious picture here is that this lion is bound or tangled up in this sheep or lamb, whichever. Okay, it's tied up there, and it looks quite frustrated. It looks like it cannot just roam free. It looks frustrated, a bit angry, irritated, and as you can see, trapped. Okay, so that may have to do with what's going on in your life right now. We'll get into it. But then here, consciousness. This is really interesting because I'm getting a cosmic, very grand force from this card, and I just wonder how this is going to resonate with the reading. Let's take a look here. Spirit, can you please assist us in this communication? For Group 1, please. What does their soul want to tell them? For Group 1. Sorry, I'm fidgeting, and this happens sometimes with Group 1s. I think it's either me or the collective energy of Group 1 may feel ungrounded. Just the fidget, always. I'm sorry. Spirit, for Group 1, what does their soul, what is the first thing that their soul wants to tell them? Your soul wants to tell you to get grounded. You gotta be kidding me. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, I thought that was perfect timing. Maybe you guys do have a sense of humor there. Your soul, the first thing that your soul said, should I say it? That your soul said was to get grounded, okay? So you guys in Group 1 may experience some issues with the physical and with perhaps your finances and your environment, because that's everything about the pentacles and also about a lack of being grounded. So when I say grounded, that's what I'm referring to. You can become grounded by one, working on the base or the root chakra. You can take long walks or anything in the physical that will help you to feel centered and more present. So if you're not grounded, you may feel scattered. You may feel anxious. That's a big one for people. And you may experience these issues within your physical realm, such as your environment. Again, maybe your finances, maybe something just with this sense of feeling insecure about your life or even within yourself. Okay, so the first thing that your soul wants you to know is that you must begin this process of getting grounded. Even if you take one walk through the park or whatever it is, anything you can do with nature and fresh air, even better if you have some nice sunlight and warmth eventually, you will see what I mean. You will see the difference immediately, okay? If you can't go outside, you can always just do it indoors. Personally, I feel a big difference if I'm able to like just sit cross-legged on the floor or the carpet and sit there and breathe. Okay, breathing, that's really the baseline of everything. I don't want to see the devil card. The breathing is the baseline of everything. It's literally what keeps us alive, right? But it also means that we have to be extremely present. So your soul in just one card, at least one tarot card, is really trying to reach out to you here. I feel it's been unable to speak with you. I feel that for you guys, Group 1, a lot of you may have been struggling with kind of stifling your internal spiritual needs, because maybe the needs of your whatever it was, like your emotions, your desires, or your fears have been outweighing this. So that's why your soul's first message was just that, okay? So if you get grounded, you will feel immediately better. This is very true because I've experienced that myself. Some crystals may help you in this, okay? Any crystal for grounding. If you want to really get into it, definitely look up articles or read books on chakras to really have that depth of knowledge with this. But that's the first message here, okay? Get grounded. And now I understand the chair thing. Spirit, what is the next message, please? For Group 1, What does their soul want to tell them? By the way, with this card here, a lot of you may have been feeling uncomfortable in your bodies. You know, maybe you've gotten sick, or maybe you just don't quite feel just comfortable even in your clothes and your own skin, and just, you know, maybe you've been slouching, maybe you've been, again, like antsy or fidgety or something like that, all right? That could be more signs of this. In addition to the fact that the soul right here with this card feels very quiet, so it hasn't been able to really use its voice. It's time to open that up. It's time to listen to your own soul. I know that's like a weird concept, but I think that if you just simply say that to yourself, it will get the process started. So your next message, we have here the Ace of Cups. They want you to also start to cleanse your emotions. So here is the contrast. We have the message to get grounded, and over here, this Ace of Cups, this is talking about the cleansing of your energy and your emotions. So what I'm seeing is a lot of dark waters here. This probably means that for most of you, you've been going through a lot of dark emotions lately, maybe sadness, a lot of fear. I did mention that already. Over here, feeling trapped. Over here, feeling disconnected, feeling lost. The nice thing, though, about energy is that we can cleanse it at any time, but it does take maintenance work. Of course, anything takes maintenance work. Same thing as physical body, right? So your soul needs a cleanse. Your soul itself is saying, please cleanse me, because it's time. And depending on how much you've been holding on to negative energy, it may need a lot more time and effort to cleanse it completely, or some. But if this is just a recent issue you've been dealing with, then it's going to be faster. But some easy things you can do, salt bath or shower. I've talked about that a lot. You can use different tools, holy smoke or Palo Santo sage, stuff like that. Again, crystals, working with spirit guides, angels, and nature. Those are some helpful things for me that I've done. So if you guys can think of anything else, let me know in the comments. But that is what your soul is telling you. Please cleanse. Now, there's a double message there. Why would we even have to cleanse the emotions or the soul or our energy? Maybe it's because we hold on to negative emotions. Maybe it's because we're not even noticing that there's negativity within us or in our lives. Okay, so a subtext sort of message about the Ace of Cups is you have to look around you, and of course within you, which is probably the first thing to do. Look inward to see if you have any reservoir of negative energy, whether it's really old or persistent, such as negative thoughts. Maybe you talk down on yourself a lot, or the opposite would be to judge other people and kind of have that negative energy towards others. It can get really draining really fast. So that there's a lot coming through here. Your soul has a lot to say. So again, I will keep repeating it if they say it to me, because they did. They need you to listen to it. Listen to the inner part of yourself. I don't really know where the soul lives. Maybe it's somewhere here. But it's time to listen. And the way to do this, I think, is to probably turn down the volume on everything else, which would be distractions. Again, like really like persistent negative emotions, or things that are just very much in the three-dimensional. Okay, the soul is not a physical item. It doesn't live on the three-dimensional plane. So get rid of all that other distraction first, even just for 5 minutes or even one breath. Okay, and breathe in and out, and you will be able to begin to tap into the soul level. Okay. Spirit, can you please tell us more? What, for group 1, what does their soul want to tell them, please, and thank you. Okay, we have 2 cards here. Yeah, so this is confirming that there's some sort of internal conflict. We have the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, I mean, you're tired of fighting. Your soul is telling you flat out, I'm tired of fighting, or I'm tired of the battles. I'm tired of the battles that have been around us. It's like your soul is kind of a third party almost. It's like a friend who's just trying to tell you something, a friend who's a roommate almost, right? So your soul is tired. It is a feeling of a bit of chaos here. It could be regular conflict in your life, maybe arguing with people, people you live with, people you work with, or even people from far away, like if you're texting, arguing somebody, whatever it is. But this is persistent and a loop. I'm getting a loop here. And what that pretty much means is that it doesn't stop. And your soul is tired of this. So the opposite, I guess the translation of that would be your soul wants peace. I know that's really obvious, right? But your soul is specifically telling you, I want peace. Okay? So another message for the Ace of Cups would be to just simply meditate. Meditation is not easy. If it were, everyone would be doing it and we would have a better world, but it is not easy. It's actually kind of scary for many people. I personally don't meditate yet, but that is on my list. I promise I'll get there. But to meditate just means to sit, breathe, and be present, or not even just sitting, but anything. Breathing, being present, being fully here in this experience, and especially with the breathing. And I like to also add, when I'm doing in small spurts with my tarot readings, is to feel connected. So your soul needs this. Your soul needs stillness, to just be present, to not be elsewhere, and to be connected, like we have here with the consciousness card. I mentioned the connection before. Okay, so I want to also just make clear here that your soul is not in any way lost. We can never be lost. We just have to remember that we have that inner light and then connect to the divine light, and all of a sudden we are found. We are back in that sense of warmth. I always think of the Five of Pentacles card, the one where they're outside of a church-looking place and they're just very cold, these two people. So if you, I won't be able to find it just like that, but that is what I think of. So come back to warmth, come back to the divine, come back to you. Let me see. Again, your soul has a lot of messages, but let me just get the I guess the most important or loudest messages. Spirit, can you tell us more for group 1? What does their soul want to tell them, please? All right, we have here the Queen of Swords, the Star, and the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords made me do a double take because at the bottom you have the Eight of Cups. I always consider these the two moving on cards, and when I see them come up together, it's extra special. Okay, your soul, the next message. Your soul wants you to move on from anything and anyone that is not serving you. The extreme version of this, your soul wants you to move on from anything harmful. The milder version is it wants you to move away from anything that really isn't working out or serving you in any type of way, and you've kind of just, you've exhausted yourself and your resources. It's time to move on is what it's saying. This is going to resonate a lot differently for everyone here, but if I said it and it resonated with you, it means that you immediately knew what I was talking about. So this is your soul wanting you to look at this, okay? Or to think about this at least, right? That will take some time for some of you, I'm guessing. Not everyone, but some of you, it's going to take some time to really come into that realization. I mean, take your time, yeah, but just be careful. Protect yourself from anything that may be potentially harmful. Okay, so these two coming out together, very beautiful energy. Your soul, your soul is shining in this card. This is the card of vision, hope, faith, inspiration. And I see your soul shining brightly here. It feels like a person looking up at a twinkling or shooting star or another planet, with that feeling of longing but hopefulness at the same time. This is you and your soul's connection with each other. So it's inspirational, but at the same time it's a bit distant, you know. And it just wants to come home. It just wants to connect. And I know that sounds strange, being that your soul is within your body, right? But it can feel distant even though it lives within us. So your soul needs you to connect with it. So how do you do this? I personally, besides spirituality, because I feel like that's the obvious answer, personally, I feel that the way to connect to our soul is through our passions, our creativity, our sense of expression. I put out another video a while ago called "What Does Your Soul Need to Be Happy?" Any of the things I listed there will also be true. Maybe channeling your inner child, spending time with children, animals, nature, any of these things, just to get to the deepest part of ourselves. This here with the Queen of Swords, this is talking about your sense of vision. Your soul is telling you that you're going to have clear vision soon. Give yourself some time. Some of you may feel impatient and very frustrated and again, trapped. But your soul is telling you that if you just find a little bit of that inner tranquility by just breathing and coming into just a little glimpse of peace, you will have this clarity. And that's the only condition to have this clarity, because clarity comes from within us. But if you're always elsewhere, how can you have that clarity? So your soul is asking you to do this. I think I want to get some affirmation cards, but let me try to get a little bit more. Spirit, any other messages, please? What is the next message for group 1? What does their soul want to tell them, please? I can't tell you how uncomfortable I have been in this reading. I just keep fidgeting, and I want to keep fidgeting, but I don't want to drive you all crazy. So again, they're asking you to be grounded, okay? I'm sure that you guys have some really good methods for this, even stuff like dancing or anything with the physical. Okay, Spirit, for group 1. If you guys are watching this and you're really tense, okay, try to relax your body, take a really deep breath and let it out slowly, okay? Just really slow it down and just relax the muscles, because if you're feeling that, you know, we're all feeling it, so just try that. Spirit, can you tell us anything more? Group 1, what does their soul want to tell them, please? All right. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's telling you to rest and to meditate. This is a specific message for the soul. Yes, you may need to rest your physical body and your mind, but you have to first rest your soul, because this is everything that's going on within it, okay? Rest your soul means to rest your energy and to just, I guess maybe just for that moment to surrender all of your worries and your physical tensions, and just to, I know this is going to sound really hard to obtain, but to exist only as an energy, only as a soul. I have only achieved this a few times in my life when I was sitting there in really deep meditation, deep breathing several years ago, and I had a candle. I had a lot of candles, and I was just really determined here, and I was breathing for at least 10 or 15 minutes to get rid of that clutter of the mind, and then finally I settled into this trance-like state, and it felt like a mental vacation. And it was awesome. I hope that you guys can do this. It's going to take some practice. You can use guided meditations. They have plenty online and apps and stuff like that. But you need to rest the soul, because the soul has been quite, I guess, agitated and some other choice words for a while. It's been tired. It's been restless. So in whatever way is resonating for you, please rest. Please give yourself that peace and that there's something else going on this card. I'm distracted. Can you give us one more about the Four of Swords? This may just be talking about praying, actually. We have here the Knight of Cups and the Fool at the bottom. Yeah, this card, I feel they're asking you to sit down and pray. If you guys don't resonate with that, that's okay. Meditation is still pretty similar. But I think that with prayer specifically, it's putting our intention out there and connecting to the source, okay, to the divine. And then we have the Knight of Cups. I think that for so many of you, you're going to feel a complete night and day difference if you were to meditate and pray. Okay, you're going to feel like you can get moving again. You're going to feel like it's smooth sailing again, and like you can start new, start fresh. Okay, so we're going to pick out some worded messages here. If I remember, I'm going to link these in the description. I'm really bad at doing that. Okay, Spirit, can you tell us any other messages for group 1? What does their soul want to tell them, please? Group 1, please. Spirit for group 1, what does their soul want to tell them? Whoop, got a chunk. Okay. Oh, goodness. It says here, the only approval I need is my own. Maybe you have been battling with, like I said, the negative influence of maybe other people or your environment, where you have continually been seeking validation, you know, or someone to say, hey, good job, or, you know, just anything of a compliment. But this here is saying, your soul is saying that you don't need that. That the only love that you need is self-love, okay? I only do what sets my soul on fire. So your soul is actually talking to you in this card. I only do what sets my soul on fire. It is very close. Yes, this is saying it's time to follow your passions or even discover them, but it's also saying that this is coming very soon. Give yourself just a little bit more time, okay? Similar to what I said before. The moment that you clear away those dark waters or whatever was getting in the way of your clear energy, you will find that everything falls into place. Because the biggest thing that for you guys may be struggling with is what I said before, that stifle energy. If something is like kind of caught up and trapped, we have to clear out the clogs in the pipe, you know? Clear that out, and then everything will start flowing in, including your passions. Oh, look at this. That is so funny. That is hilarious to me. Not in an actual funny way, but that's actually really cool. Look, I am grounded and centered. That is really, really something that this came out. So we're kind of coming full circle here, group 1. That is the final affirmation card, and it links back to our first card. But just for fun, let's get a couple of more cards here from the same deck from before. Okay, Spirit, final messages, please, for group 1. What does their soul want to tell them, please? We have here the Master. Anything else? Final messages for group 1, please. Oh my goodness, the Rebel. Oh no, the Rebel. We also have the Fool again. Oh my goodness, I love this. Look at that. This is going to be you guys. Just give yourself a little bit more time. Just hang in there. If it's tough, hang in there. You will have this breath of fresh air coming very soon. You're going to feel free. You're going to break these chains, okay? And it's actually simpler than it seems. I know it's not easy always, but it is a simple thing. If you can just truly surrender that fear, and all it's going to take, again, not easy, but it is simple. All it's going to take is just a little bit of trust in the divine, and faith that you're going to fly here, that you will soar. You have to trust this. And finally, exactly, look, new vision. This is really beautiful, okay? You guys are like this rebel. This can go either way, right? Maybe you are a rebel. Maybe you are different. Maybe you are highly creative, maybe spontaneous, or you just are this wild child underneath it all, right? Just very artistic and eccentric, whatever the case is, right? Just be careful if some of you struggle with stubbornness or, you know, whatever, like feeling a bit unwilling to try new things, or yeah, just a little bit of the shadow aspect of the rebel might come out sometimes for some of you. But play this up here with this new vision, the rebel. Be your unique self, Okay, and I know that you may not resonate with this message just yet, but that is what I'm saying is going to hit you. It's going to come. And the only step to take next is to free your soul little by little with some of the methods that I mentioned today. And then here we have the master. The final message here is to really do the hermit work, okay? We were talking about the whole time to look inward, to have the courage to face those inner waters, and little by little to release some of that negativity or shadow or fear or whatever is holding you back, okay? So to do the inner work means that you will master your own realms. And if you can master yourself and your inner world, you can master anything. All right, so group 1, what a very profound reading. I do hope that this was helpful. I hope that it resonated. If it didn't at all, it might not be the group for you or the video for you. But thank you so much for tuning in, for your continuous support. You guys are the best, and sending you love, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the rose quartz. So just in case you didn't hear it in the intro, I am going to be posting the how-to videos soon. I'm really dying to get back to it. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, please. And the energies for them, especially what their soul wants to tell them. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 2. Okay, let's get into it, group 2. Spirit, for group 2, please. What does their soul want to tell them? What is the first message for group 2? What does their soul want to tell them? Please and thank you. Whoa, that completely... Like, did you see how that flew and it's still stuck on the crystals? You have here the 8 of Pentacles. You know what? That is nice. Your first message from your soul is keep up the great work. I love this message. You see, you are collaborating with your soul. This is a mind, body, spirit effort, and you've got the right idea, okay? If you feel that this is not resonating so far, this actually may be very true soon for you guys, okay? So just stay tuned in your own world for this message here. Your soul is congratulating you for doing all of this hard work. Soul work is probably the most difficult thing in the world ever to do. Because, well, you might imagine you've done it, right? I think that doing stuff in the three-dimensional world sometimes might actually be simpler, easier to do. We can, as if if you're literally building something with your hands, you're taking action. But to look inward into the depths of our own unknowns, that's pretty scary, pretty difficult. But you guys are doing it, and you've done it, and you're doing a great friggin' job. I'm sorry. That's what your soul said. I mean, someone said it. You're doing a great job. Okay, so that's the first message. I love that. Can we have more, please, Spirit? What is the second message for group 2? What does their soul want to tell them? I mean, look at this. Keep going. This is really getting funny to me. The Knight of Cups. Keep going. Smooth sailing, right? You know how to ride the waves. That is encouraging. Because, as I was talking about in the beginning, the ups and downs that we've experienced over the last year, few years, it's been really rough. But at this point, I feel that you guys have almost, I guess if I could say even you've mastered the waves. If you don't feel you've mastered it, just sincerely, just keep going. You're going to surprise yourself. So this message is going to resonate a little differently depending on how long you've been at it, you know, the soul work, but you're doing very, very well. Here we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is a card of success, stability, a lot of generosity. Okay, so maybe that's how you guys typically are. Okay, Spirit, what is the next message or an additional message, please, for group 2 from their soul? For group 2, please. What does their soul want to tell them? Group 2. Okay. We have here the King of Wands. You have proven yourself to be a leader of your own life. And for the rest of you, if it resonates a little differently, this is the vision. You are moving towards being the leader of your own life, not just of your soul and your mind, but the physical realm as well. So this may have two separate categories. Maybe some of you have already established yourself as some sort of a leader, almost like an authority figure. Maybe you're the boss of yourself. I'm not sure exactly what this means for, let's say, something like career or home or, you know, your physical body. But you have shown this leadership, and this is passionate, focused leadership. And again, for the rest of you, if it's not resonating in that particular way, that's the vision. You're holding the vision. You're reaching that vision, okay? So just keep at it. This is a person who is ambitious. That's a really nice word there for you guys. Ambitious. And in the extreme version of this, because I'm not sure how you're going to feel about this, but you're fearless. It's showing that you're fearless, or that you could be fearless within your potential. So these are really strong messages. And you know what it is, group 2? It's because of your heart. I was going to say that, but I didn't, because I glanced at the crystal. You have a really big heart. So this is where your power comes from. It comes from your inner generosity, your compassion, your brightness, and your maturity. This is really nice. This is very beautiful. And I didn't know what to expect for this reading. I didn't expect that your soul was going to just be like, I thought it was going to give you advice or something like that, but this is totally the opposite. It's really patting you on the back, and that is awesome. So it's basically saying, bravo, just keep going. But let's try to see if we can get some more advice, because otherwise this will get repetitive. Spirit, for group 2, please. For group 2, what else? What else does their soul want to tell them? We have here the 4 of Wands. Well, this is also a very bright card, very bright energy. It's the energy of celebration, stability, belonging, harmony, all kinds of wonderful things. So again, either that's where you are now in your life, or you're working towards that, and your soul is helping to lead that path, lead you towards that direction. Do we have any advice for that, or any other hidden messages from the soul? Group 2, please. Page of Cups. So if you continue to follow the path with that big heart that you have, stay protected and bright, stay passionate within, just to stay with your passions, basically. To stay creative, to stay joyful or authentic. That's how you will reach this 4 of Wands energy. I feel like the 4 of Wands energy is, for a lot of people, this almost like a happy ending. It's almost like the 10 of Cups. It just feels like a sense of completion. So that is how you're going to get there. I think that a subtext sort of message from this one is, try not to let anything or anyone drag you down or smother you in any way. Don't let anyone or anything change who you truly authentically are. That one is tricky, because I feel that it's almost a It could be a lifelong journey, the journey of discovering our identity. We evolve over time. But their main point here is to not let anybody else stifle you or change you or tarnish you, you know, because you are this bright light. So that is the only other advice for this card. Maybe they want to use a different deck entirely. Let me just try one more. Spirit, what else can you tell us, please, for group 2? What does their soul want to tell them? I think they said you need to have more fun, especially if you work so hard, because what I'm getting from the King of Wands is that, you know, although it listed a bunch of positive things, there can be an imbalance to that if you forget the other end of work and play, right? So if you're work, and you're very goal-oriented, action-oriented, take a step back for a moment, you know, have some time for joy, creativity, or laughter, or fun experiences. I know that sounds very obvious, but it's something that a lot of us tend to forget. You may even need to actually schedule it into your calendar, because it is very easy to let this be pushed aside. So try not to do that, group 2. Try to allow your own needs and your own balance and health and sense of enjoyment. Let that be a priority. You know, you do need to have that balance ultimately, right? Oh, look here, the card of balance. And it was upside down. Not that I read reverse cards, but there has to be that balance. I think your soul is probably just giving you kind of like a warning signal to not overdo it, because we all know what happens when we overdo it. We just, you know, short circuit, burnout, all of that stuff. So that's probably another thing here with the Page of Cups. Have time to just, oh my goodness, like some people haven't done this in so long. I know I've heard it's really hard. Have time to read a fiction book or read anything. Have time to just do anything to let out your creativity, or maybe pamper your physical self in any way that you can. Have time for the little things, okay? Spending time with your loved ones or your pets or nature. Just a confirmation there. I know you probably have been meaning to, but you have to really make it this priority, okay? Says your soul. Okay, group 2, please. What does their soul want to tell them, please? All right, this is an interesting one. We have here the 5 of Cups. We also have the 7 of Wands. There's a double message coming through here. Now, I'm going to say this because I did sense this, but it may not be true for all of you. Some of you, there's a chance that some of you may have been pushing away sadness, okay? The alternative message, in case that didn't resonate, is that you've overcome sadness, whichever one. So the actual advice here, the message here, is that it is okay to feel sadness. If you feel sadness, this is not a defeat or a failure or anything even close. Sadness is a response. It is a pure emotion. It is a response to a particular thing. You know, whatever happened in your life that caused it. It is a valid emotion and energy. So it is okay to experience that emotion or that energy, that feeling. Okay? And you may benefit greatly in the long run if you do just that. Just sit with it. Okay? Ask it what it means. Spend time with that emotion or that energy, and maybe even just have a conversation with it the way that you might with an outside person. And then once you understand more about it, then you can successfully heal from it, okay? And for those of you that have overcome a lot of sadness, maybe that's exactly what you did. And if not, it will be time to do that. That's what your soul is telling you. But let's get more information here. That's an interesting turn of events here. 5 of Cups, please. I feel like this is probably a little bit more into the past, but for some of you, this may be lingering even in the present. Can you tell us about the 5 of Cups, please, Spirit? You really are a person to stand tall. Like, my posture improved in group 2. It's really crazy. Okay. I don't know why some of my cards are reversed. I don't like to read reverse cards. All right, so here we have the Three of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Okay, so this is good energy. We have this card of being social, celebrating, being around others, doing for others, being very career focused, or maybe even health focused for some of you. If it's not exactly career, it could be any Pentacles aspect. And we have the Hermit. Now this is where a little bit of that sadness is starting to creep in, because this is where you may have felt, either in the past or closer to now, isolated, completely alone sometimes. And this could be because of maybe the pressure that some of you have felt with success, building your world, all of even the inner work and the outer work that you've been doing. It does get lonely. It can get lonely, even if you have people around you. I think that this is the particular type of loneliness that comes from feeling disconnected from spirituality itself, especially the divine. And maybe these two cards came out because at times maybe you feel that tendency to just be in the face value of things. Maybe there's a part of you that doesn't really want to show that inner Hermit or Five of Cups, that inner sadness or disappointment or whatever it is, okay? So similar to what I said before about it's okay to feel sadness, it's also okay to share that sadness with a trusted loved one, friend, whoever. Even if it's just your journal, it's okay to share that. And I think that this will only make you even stronger than you already are. You're already this warrior. Maybe you're a light warrior, light worker. Okay? Just in case, let me just pull one more. Spirit, any other final advice or messages for group 2 and this here? We have the Queen of Wands now. So you went from the King here, and now you have the Queen. It's a little bit of a softer energy. A little bit more mixed with almost, I'm getting reminded of the Queen of Cups. So here you are. This is the outward action-oriented leadership version of who you are, right? Very fierce. So the message that ties all of this together is maybe have a bit of balance, okay? So that balance of outward and motivated and super duper ambitious, right? To a little bit more of the internal, and to just, don't worry about the future as much. Just stay seated here. Where's your joy? Where's your passion, your creativity, your power? Okay? Hold your sunflower. I don't know what hold your sunflower and enjoy it, Here, and they literally have a cat. That is so funny. Spend time with your pets, animals, and your sense of nature, your sense of authenticity. And you don't have to always say to yourself, like, go, go, go. It's always about outside stuff. Just, keep moving, keep racing forward. It doesn't always have to be that pressuring, is what your soul is saying. You can have a nice, peaceful balance, meet in the middle, okay? Inward and outward. And it's kind of like I guess the balance point between the moon and the sun. It's like the magician and the high priestess is what I always think of it. I'll explain that in my how-to videos. So think of you. Let yourself be that priority sometimes if you haven't been. And if you have been, then that's great. More of that. Bravo. Again, more of that. So let's get some different cards here. This is the Oshos and... For group 2, please, what else do we need to know? What does their soul want to tell them? Please and thank you. Group 2, please. Okay, so we have awareness. Ooh, look at that. There's something really deeply embedded here that needs to come out. I think that for some of you, you probably, if you happen to be a very creative person, and this time I am talking about specifically things like art, writing, or anything that you can create that you enjoy, there's something within you that really needs to be expressed. And in fact, it's blue here, representing the throat chakra. If you spend time with this, you're going to find a deep message, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to inspire people, and you're going to get a lot out of this. You're going to get so much joy from this. So maybe sit down with your, whatever it is, your paintbrushes, your laptops, your notebooks, whatever it is. Spend time, give yourself that time, because you have a message to deliver, a creative one, and that is great. Okay, so just give it that opportunity and it will come out. Oh, well, yes, look at that, success. I love this so much. So yes, you guys are succeeding in your path, and you will succeed, like, depending on wherever you are in your journey. Okay, it's going to be important to deem yourself as successful, regardless of if you reach a particular goal or not. What I mean is to see yourself as a successful person, to redefine success. If some of you feel like you have that fear of failure because of goals or outside stuff, try to make your version of success something internal. If you can feel peaceful, if you can feel happy within yourself, if you can feel grateful, that can be your version of success, and therefore you can always find success and feel successful no matter what. And then over here we have existence. I definitely feel like this is you. I don't, it's funny because you guys seem very extroverted, but like, yeah, see, you seem like you are extroverts, but I feel like there's this part of you that just really wants to be alone, at least maybe now, just to look up at the stars, to experience existence itself, to have that moment of timelessness. I feel like this is really going to refresh your soul. If you can do this, if you can actually do this, literally, that would be amazing for you, to just go somewhere secluded and look up at the stars. That would be really something. I highly recommend, if you're able to do this, to try it out. It will really do you good. It'll make you feel like a completely new, cleansed soul, and a new vibration, actually. The final thing that I want to get for you guys is the affirmation cards. I'll try to link these both in the description. I tend to not be great at doing that. Let's see. Spirit, can we have any final messages, please, for group 2? What does their soul want to tell them? Group 2, what does their soul want to tell them, please? It says, I am always guided. So your soul is telling you that you are always guided in your path, that no matter how alone or disconnected you feel, you're always guided 24/7. This is really a pointed message. Your soul knows more than anything else that you are guided by your angels and your spirit team. So never fear. You are always guided by something or some force or your own inner compass. And then you also have your I am always co-creating with the universe. So I think that, yeah, so I mentioned before creativity, but it's also just your ideas and your heart. You're full of light. You are full of light, you are full of ideas, you are full of love, and that in itself is a form of creation, and that is really wonderful. Let's get a few more. Can we have any more messages, please? Final messages for group 2. What does their soul want to tell them, please, and thank you. Okay. My big vision is the sum of all the small steps I take each day. I love this message. It is exactly how you guys came to all of the success, because you understand the value of small practical steps and persistence. And I'm probably going to add patience, even though I think that for some of you, you may not agree with that. But I feel that it's true, okay? And for those of you that feel that you're not quite there yet, this is the advice. Just to, I mean, you know how they say take one day at a time. There's a reason. It's because it builds. I guess if you're, I don't exactly know what this person is building here, but if you're trying to build a home or whatever, you know, you're just doing it one brick at a time. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. I think I want to get one more, but it doesn't really want to say much, but let's just try. Final message, please. And this is so lovely. I have to read this because I was staring at it. It says, all of my emotions are part of my human experience. That is interesting because I was talking about experiencing sadness and really allowing yourself to feel. Okay? And then the other one that popped out, the final message. I am the guardian of my happiness. Oh my gosh, what a freaking beautiful message. Okay, I'm sorry, I keep saying. So that's the final message. I am the guardian of my happiness. So I think that, you know what it is for you guys? You are well connected with your soul. You allow it to breathe, okay? You allow it to, you allow you to express yourself, your words, your inner depths. You go deep. And you're not afraid to. And I mentioned before, fearless. That is the form of fearlessness that is how am I going to word this? That is the deepest fear for most people is exactly that, their own inner depths. But if you're able to do that, you know, then you're able to face anything. But for you guys, I feel that for many of you, it's both. You're able to face within and outside of yourself, okay? I do want one final card, but I don't know where I want to get it from. Let me just try this one again. Spirit, can we have one final card? We have ordinariness. That's really funny. I'm only laughing because that's very ironic. You guys are definitely not, you know, your average person, but what they're asking you to do is to spend time in the ordinary, you know, spend time doing the small things. Okay, here it's just a person who is simply just walking through, taking a stroll. I think they're collecting flowers or whatever, and I think that now in the next couple of days or in this month, hopefully, that will do you so much good. And remember, I said before about the stars. So please, like, they confirmed this message. So please do that for yourself. Just do something, you know, very ordinary, so to speak, but it is extraordinary. Alrighty. So group 2, very beautiful reading. I hope that this was helpful. If it didn't resonate at all, it might not be your group or even your video, but thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the blue apatite. Spirit, this is for group 3 and the energies for them, especially what their soul wants to tell them. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 3. All right, let's get right into it. Spirit, for group 3, please. What is the first message that their soul wants to tell them? For group 3, please, and thank you. First message from their soul. Well, that's lovely. That you're a strong one. I think that the strength, similar to group 2, actually, that your strength in particular comes from your heart. But there's more here. Maybe you guys have that inner sense of calmness about you, because the strength card is not really about physical strength or sort of what we tend to think about when we hear the word strength. But for you guys, it is that deep internal soul level strength. Your soul is telling you that you are strong. So kind of pointed, very obvious message there, but let's get some more. Spirit, for group 3, what does their soul want to tell them? Wow. All right. So we have 3 major arcana cards here. We have also the Hanged Man. We have the Lovers, the 10 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. Okay. Okay, so this is turning into a very interesting reading. It looks a little bit like a riddle. There's different puzzle pieces here that I would not have expected to come together. Okay, so with this Hanged Man energy, I'm not seeing the typical message I see, which is normally I say something like surrender, letting go. But what I'm noticing from this is actually the halo. Okay, I feel that you guys are probably quite psychic. Okay, they told me something that really just took me by surprise. They said in the Lover's card the term Earth Angel. I really did not see that coming. I mean, I don't even see any Earth energy here because I thought that would tip me off. But they said in this card Earth Angel. I have a suspicion. Now, it's not clear quite yet, but I have this feeling that you guys in group 3, you may operate at a higher frequency. Okay, now, I'm going to speak a little slowly because if this is a high frequency message, I'm only human, so it may take me a moment here. This angel in the Lover's card is sending down some sort of light or guidance towards you. And there could be a hidden message, not that it's that hidden with this Lover's card, that the energy might not only be for you. You may have a person that you're closely connected to. This is not only a lover. This could be anyone. If especially for those of you, if you have children, this could be especially true. Or maybe like a soul best friend, you know, someone of your soul tribe, or a soulmate. This is taking a very odd turn, group 3. I appreciate that, though. I love a challenge. I love a riddle. Okay. But this is a high-powered reading. To the point where I am having trouble speaking. I'm drawn to the purple-ish garment here of the angel, which is talking about the crown chakra, and the fact that the crown is actually lit up here in the Hanged Man. So it is confirmed that this is high-powered. So your soul just swept through here to tell me these things. It's talking about, and now I know exactly what cards I have to use. It's talking about a past lifetime. So I didn't expect this. Let's go with it. This is the 10 of Swords, where your soul may be trying to deliver a message to you about a past life and battles that you went through, and potentially even something having to do with how you left Earth. Okay. If that doesn't sound like something you want to hear about, you can click off now. I don't think it'll be anything too crazy, but I just had to warn you about that. So we're going to get into this. This is a very interesting turn. The other groups were nothing like this. So group 3, let's do it. You have the Lovers. When I cut the deck again, you see the angel there. This is the Golden Tarot, by the way, Cat Black. Okay, so your soul wants to speak directly to me. The other groups, I did not do that. Okay, let's see. Soul of group 3, what is your message for them, please? How can I translate or mediate this, please? The Lovers, please. All right, we have here the Three of Cups. The number 3 could be highly significant in your life. Some people mention stuff like life path number. You can search it and maybe see if that resonates. But here we have the Three of Cups. This is reminding me of the sort of like the magical aspect of the number 3. So maybe that it has to do with like magical abilities, perhaps. Soul of group 3. And you are group 3. Yeah, okay. Anything you would like to tell them directly? We have here Judgment. I see. Okay, let's clarify. Can you give us a little bit more detail, please? Soul of group 3, what is your message for them? What do they need to know? The Star. Okay. Okay, let me just spit this out before I think too hard about this. You have a very special mission. You were sent to this plane. I'll just put it that way. You may be a starseed, or if you identify with the term earth angel or light worker, whatever you prefer. You were brought into this existence to play a special part and to complete a specific mission. Okay, and I'm pretty certain that you've heard me say this in past readings. The collective missions are usually the same. We're here to spread light, to share light, to spread love and light in terms of healing, or just to come back into connection with one another. But yes, for you, it was. You see how much I'm struggling to say this. It's really high frequency stuff here. It's almost as if you're literally from the stars, which probably is what a starseed is. I'm not too familiar with the term, but the star card had popped out and landed up top, like it was in the clouds, which is really, really amazing to me. There could have been some sort of a sacrifice that you had to make in order to do this work, to do this mission or service that you are, whatever you're doing here on Earth now, okay? The way that you might be able to know if this is true is if you always felt like an outsider on Earth. When I say Earth, I sound like an alien, but if you've always felt like an outsider in a general sense, and you just didn't ever feel like you fit into place, there's another piece to this with the Hanged Man that I'm noticing. If you ever felt that there was knowledge or almost like a language that you couldn't quite understand in terms of existence, in terms of your life and spirituality, but you couldn't quite understand it, that is what's coming through right here. So group 3, let me come back down to earth for just one moment here and tell you that part of the message from your soul is that you're going to be able to understand this language very soon. That means you're going to rise in your frequency if you haven't already. Some of you have already risen. Some of you already understand all of this stuff and you read it like a book. But for some of you, if you're not quite there yet, you're going to understand the language of maybe whatever, the angels, the universe, the cosmos, something high-powered. You're going to understand it soon. Going back to this message, this 10 of Swords was a painful departure. And it may have had to do with you sacrificing something in order to help others. Okay? In the most extreme event of this, it could have been that you sacrificed yourself in a past lifetime. I have put out readings for past lifetimes before. Maybe it'll come out. It may not, because this is really specific, but try to do a past life regression if it calls to you. Soul of group 3, please. What would you like to tell them? What is the central message for today that will help them on their journey, or what do they need to hear? Yes. Your thoughts will be freed, or some type of clair ability will be freed soon, if it hasn't already. And this is going to help you to navigate your path, your mission. Alrighty? So you can look forward to that. That's amazing. That's wonderful. What else, please? Group 3. Well, of course, this is the Magician, the most powerful card in the deck. Well, in my opinion. And this version of the Magician is communicating with everything around him. He's wearing red to signify power and leadership and passion and focus. This, again, may have been talking about your role in a past lifetime. Maybe you were some sort of... What is this? It may be like something with a religious figure or an authority figure or a spiritual figurehead of some kind, okay? And I do feel that other people understood that you had these abilities, all right? I don't know how much of this has rolled over into this lifetime. It could be any level at all. But if this resonates with you even a little bit, okay, just know that you have this. Just know that this is within you. This is either your past lifetime directly where it was you, or it even could be an ancestor. Either way, you have an enormous amount of potential that your soul is trying to get you to tap into. Oh boy. Yeah. I am flabbergasted. We have here the Ten of Cups. I feel that, well, this one is a down-to-earth message. I feel that for all of you, you can achieve your happy ending, your peace, your sense of completion, your sense of harmony and love in your life. I feel that all of you can absolutely reach this. I think the missing ingredient, if you don't feel that that's true, is just to recognize your potential. Because if you don't recognize your own power, then yeah, it'll be very difficult to get to this point. But if you just simply recognize who you are and your potential and really just go for it, you know, it's not going to be perfect. But if you just keep going forward, and I mentioned this in one of the other groups, trial and error, just keep going. You're going to get better every single step of the way. Everyone in group 3 is going to reach this or can reach their ultimate potential. Okay, so group 3. What do we have so far? I really took a journey just there. This was really intense. Let's get more. Okay, anything else? Soul of group 3, please. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords. I do feel that this is a message for both lifetimes. I feel that this is talking about all of the... It actually kind of looks like, I don't know what that is, like a dragon or a demon, but you've slayed a lot of monsters. Let's just say monsters, like forces. You've slayed a lot of negative forces in your past life and in this lifetime, and you're going to continue to do this. You're going to cut through the negativity. You're going to battle and succeed in that battle so that you can achieve whatever you were aiming for, whether it be peace or success or helping another person, okay? You're going to succeed in this. I think what I'm going to get for you now, because this is a little much, we're going to do one more pull from something of the tarot, and then I'll get some affirmation cards. Well, let's go back to this one. Spirit, can you please assist us in this communication for group 3? What does their soul want to tell them? The only other thing that they're saying here is that you may have a hidden wound from the past, okay? So probably this lifetime, and definitely, well, I can't say definitely, but most likely from the past lifetime as well. The way that you will know if this is true or not is if you feel, just intuitively or mentally, if you feel that something is keeping you stuck, or if you feel that something is holding you back in any way. You may have some residual pain or wound or something stuck within the energies or the lifetimes. Okay, so your soul is indicating here that this needs to be cleansed. This needs to be cleansed from your system, from your energy grid or whatever is in there. I wish I knew more about it, but it needs to be refreshed and renewed, okay? Let me see how you can do this. I have some ideas, but let's get more here because I feel like there's going to be something else coming through. Can you tell us, Spirit, for the Ace of Cups, how can they cleanse this? How can they heal this? Wouldn't the first step to heal it be to become aware of it, perhaps, maybe? Or to set the intention. Some of you may not have known that you had to heal it. But here it is. The Temperance card is on the bottom. Yeah. And then we also had the Two of Wands and the Fool. Travel. They said travel. You may... Okay. Okay. Some of you may need to try, if it calls to you, because you don't have to listen to me, but if it calls to you, try to do a past life regression meditation. If you don't want to use a guided meditation, because they have plenty on YouTube, but if you don't want to do that, you can just sit and meditate deeply for a good amount of time, and maybe just set the intention and say something like, I travel backwards, or I travel, whatever you like. Just use your intuition. And there's something specific with that term, spiritual travel, that will help you to find answers. And once you get to that point, then you can ask your guides and angels to help you to heal this, and your higher self to ask to help you to heal. Alternatively, you may also have to travel back in this particular lifetime just by going back into your memories and especially sending love, healing, and maybe even forgiveness towards the wound itself. Okay? Because this would be the blockage. But I am really kind of feeling that a lot of you weren't aware that this was even there. And you only saw it in the form that it manifested into, which was stuckness. But we are confirmed that healing is needed here so that you can move towards your passionate path. Okay? So, I knew that there would be something different. That's why I had to pull the cards. They want you to travel. And for some of you who are traveling this year to somewhere else, that might be significant, a synchronicity maybe of your healing. So maybe something big will happen when you're traveling. Maybe you'll connect, maybe you'll have a vision, maybe something will come through there. But this is really, really interesting. Final thing I want to get for you is the affirmation cards. Man, this is, you got to let me know what happens here. If anyone in the comments, if you have suggestions for what you may want to do for this, you know, this is a specific type of cleansing. If you want to cleanse your aura, you can do that in all simple ways. I've listed before salt baths, nature, meditation, you know, there's all kinds of things, but this is a specific type of healing that you need. Can we have final messages, please, for group 3? What does our soul want to tell them? You got, someone else got this too, I forget which group. I only do what sets my soul on fire. Yeah, you guys are extremely passionate, and I'm getting that image again from this card. Where was it? Yeah, this one. I was getting that feeling that you are truly not afraid to do whatever it takes to either help someone else or to complete your mission, whatever that mission happens to be. You're really fierce, group 3. Can we have more, please? Final messages for group 3. Their soul, what did they want to tell them? I believe in myself. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you don't, you have to start, because you guys are really powerful. And I am not even exaggerating. I could barely get out the messages. That was challenging for me. I hope that I came across at least somewhat coherently. But if you don't believe in yourself, please start that journey, because boom, the magician, okay? Feel it. This is you. This is your authentic self. And final message, please. Okay, final message is, I am always guided, okay? You are always guided by your spirit team, and your soul itself is always guiding you. I think that you would do really well to work with each other. Another group got that collaboration card, Three of Pentacles. Work with your own soul. Tap in. Try to find the balance between the mind, body, spirit by just visualizing that. You know, if you're sitting tall, breathing and meditating, you know, just find that inner core, that center point. And that actually is how you can tap into your sense of power. I wrote a blurb thing a while ago in the community section. I did not consciously write that. That was automatic writing where the message was just flowing out of me from somewhere else, like the divine. You may want to check that out. I was talking about the true method, I suppose, of tapping into your power. And I talked about the magician, I think. And I'll just briefly summarize it now. The way to tap into your true power is to center yourself, to be at the exact point of balance. And physically, it's here, right? So just breathe into your center, right? Visualize that line of light. And emotionally speaking, it's a place of complete calmness, complete nothingness, right there at the center point. That is how you tap into that power. Okay, I think I probably explained it a little better in the post, but try to center yourself. Okay, write an affirmation on your wall that just says, I find my center, or I fall into my center, or anything that you like. I am centered would be good as well. Okay, so group 3, I thank you for this challenging reading. I hope that it made any sense to you. I hope that it made sense to you, because I quite lost myself. I don't even know what to say. How am I supposed to do group 4 after this? But thank you for that. And I do hope that this helped. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for anybody else for advice and feedback. But thank you guys. Sending you love, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the pyrite. Spirit, this reading is for group 4 and the energies for them, especially what their soul wants to tell them. Please provide us with clear, guided messages for group 4. Spirit, for group 4, please. What does their soul want to tell them? What is the first message, please, for group 4? What does their soul want to tell them? We have here the 3 of Wands. The first message that your soul has for you is that you're going to soon expand, evolve, or explore in any way. Okay, you're rising above. You're seeing things from a higher perspective. And you know, with this card, what I'm seeing here, this person's back is turned. It's really reminding me of the Eight of Cups. So group 4, you're also going to be walking away from the previous way of life, or something specific in your life that you knew for a while was not working for you. When I was shuffling, the message said something about slowing down. And I'm actually talking really slowly right now for that reason. The energy slowed down, like it just completely halted. That could mean a lot, but I think that your soul quietly said, it's time to slow down. And when you slow down, you may actually receive a ridiculous amount of clarity, because prior to this, you may have been going way too fast. Okay, some of you may have been going way too fast. You may know that that's true if you were feeling overly stressed out and anxious, and maybe feeling just like there was too much conflict or chaos in your life and within yourself. If that's true, it is time to slow down. You see that? Seriously, I'm not doing that on purpose. The energy was like that. Okay, let me come back to earth. So I would recommend to do this by your breathing. Okay, I used to do this all the time. It really, really helps, just calming down the nervous system. So to, sit tall and just simply breathe in and breathe out, but do so slowly and comfortably, and your energy will calm down. You will feel peaceful just in those breaths. Okay, so that's the first message. I know that was a lot for one card and one message, but that's what I'm seeing. So this may be a turn of events for you guys. Let's take a deeper look here. Spirit, can you tell us more, please, for group 4? What does their soul want to tell them? See, again, the slowing down. Oh my goodness. If you're able to take a break for yourself in the next couple days or this month, it's really gonna do a world of good for you to just take a break, slow down, and really smell the roses kind of thing. Just really give yourself that gift if you can, even if it's just for an evening or a morning, whatever. Okay, we have the High Priestess. Something is going to come into perfect clarity. They really lifted that frequency. Something's going to come into striking clarity for you soon. Wow, that is mysterious and very intriguing. I want to know what this is talking about. I don't know if they'll tell me, but let's try. So yes, something is going to come into a striking clarity to the point where it's going to blind you. I'm getting this image of a bright full moon, as bright as the sun. It's really actually very beautiful. This is your intuition and your psychic awareness. This may be an awakening, but I feel like you've already awakened. I feel like you've already enlightened. I don't know if all of you have, but I feel like most of you have come to an awakening in the recent, really recently. Probably this year. Or for some of you, it may have been, of course, last year or before that. But, I mean, it depends. It depends on where you are in your journey. But this is, oh my goodness. It's. I'm seeing this image, and the blue is really beautiful. It's very serene. It's also a little bit sad in the energy, but I am getting lost in this image. Now, I'm biased because I love the moon, but I'm really, they're showing me an ocean, and this bright, full blue moon, it actually might even be a blue moon, that is suspended in the air, like completely lonely looking. It's just completely alone. And there you are, sitting in the water without even any echoes. What am I seeing here? Are you guys Are you guys artists or writers? Because this is highly poetic. This has happened before to me, and I got lost in this image. It was so, so nice. The next full moon may be significant for you guys, so you may want to take advantage of that energy of just connecting with the moon, because your soul, the most psychic part of yourself, needs to be expressed and it needs to be fed. The moon may nourish you, even though it's kind of difficult with balance sometimes with the full moon. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think that it's time to feed your intuition and your soul in this way. But really, what a lovely vision. So thank you for sharing that. It's really not leaving my mind. So the next time that there is a full moon, right when at that largest point, if you're able to go out and look at the moon, something very special may happen. Okay? If not the next one, if you miss it, then the one after that, okay? But specifically the full moon. Okay, Spirit, for group 4, please. What does their soul want to tell them? Here it is again. I mentioned the 8 of Cups in this card, and here it is. And look at the moon up there. And the water. This is really amazing. I'd love to know what is going to be so clear to you guys. So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask that next. Okay. I just don't know what cards to use. Let's try these. This is the Magical Forest Tarot. Spirit, is there any way that you can let us know what the High Priestess is talking about? This, what was it? That striking clarity. What will come into striking clarity, please, for group 4, if you can let us know. My God. I love how they're playing with me here. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So this is something that's still not quite ready to bloom. Okay. Is there anything that you want to let us know about the High Priestess card, please? Whoa, the Hierophant. Okay, so they're not yet telling me, they might not at all, but they're not yet telling me what it is, but they're saying that you're going to be connected to the divine, or just something that's extremely powerful energetically, okay? So that's what they're saying first. And if you look here, you can see the keys, okay? So something is going to be unlocked within you and within your soul, your psychic depth. Spirit, for group number 4, please, what does their soul want to tell them? I think I probably cannot ask then. They don't want me or any of us to know what this is yet. Probably because it will affect things, okay? So I'm not going to push it. So if you guys want, you can let me know after the fact, so I won't be dying in suspense. But they do not want to tell us what this is yet, okay? This is probably going to be huge then, because whatever this is going to affect everything. It's going to affect your whole life. This could be any kind of realization about yourself, about your path, about maybe the people in your life, maybe something about your creativity, whatever it is, okay? I'd love to know what it is if and when this happens, and I feel like this is when this is going to happen. Spirit, what does their soul want to tell them, please? So it's going to affect your happiness, I said, or I think I said at least. We have the 9 of Cups, we have the 2 of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Judgment card. Okay, so this is going to be a complete it's going to be like a complete rebirth where you're going to achieve balance and happiness in a way that you never did before. Okay, if you already feel that you've achieved happiness, then maybe it's going to just be further balancing you. But if you feel like you've been struggling for a very long time, you're going to reach a balanced state of happiness and have this awakening caused by this rebirth. You can see why they didn't want to say much about it, because otherwise it would affect this. There's a difference between someone telling you the end plot twist of a movie versus you watching it and going, oh my God, you know? So that's why they so that's why they didn't want to tell us. I don't want to take away that, you know, I don't want to give you a spoiler, because you have to experience this on your own. Okay, I think that they want even another deck, so I'm going to just indulge them. Let's do this. Use this one, the golden, the Gilded Royale. All right, Spirit for group 4. What does their soul want to tell them, please? Okay, it's going to be strong. The Death card repeated, okay? This is going to be quite the rebirth. Yep, awakening. Oh dear. I'm seeing an image of a person waking up in their bed, and you're literally going to be waking up physically. And on that particular day even, I feel like it's going to shift that suddenly. That, I don't know if that's a normal thing, like if that typically happens to people, because for me, awakenings can be, yes, they can be sudden, but they usually, I feel like, are a little bit more gradual. But this is going to be sudden when you wake up in bed one morning, when it's probably sunrise or some, like, really early. Yeah, something associated with that early morning is affecting you here. What does their soul want to tell them, please? We have here the Four of Wands. So some of you, after this awakening period, some of you may want to connect with either a part of yourself internally or a part of yourself externally. Let me explain. If you connect with a part of yourself deep within yourself, it could be your own sense of creativity, your own sense of passion, or your own sense of connectedness to the divine and your own destiny. That's pretty huge in itself, okay? But others of you, I am getting that for the rest of you, it could be that plus connecting to someone else on this earthly plane, okay? Someone else that you feel drawn to, or you have felt drawn to. You have dragonflies here. I'm not sure if that means anything. But yeah, there's a connection here. Four of Wands, please. And it may have to do with, so whichever one resonates, just, you know, take this next message as it resonates for you in your situation. Something may have felt like a complete burden for you for a very long time. And what I'm getting from this Four of Wands is that the burden will be lifted or surrendered when this rebirth happens, when this shifts into place. A cycle is going to be closed from the past, okay? A cycle, yeah, there's going to be a conclusion, a feeling of resolution here. And again, we have a very similar vibration in this card, the Six of Cups. This is a card of completion, connectedness, love, and purity, okay? Really beautiful energy here. So whether that is something you're feeling deep within your own soul with just you, and especially if you're a creative person, it's either that and or, okay, something having to do with a soul connection, okay? That's really interesting. Is there anything else, Spirit, that we need to know specifically about these messages so far? Any other new news here? for group 4? Six of Swords, yeah. Didn't we get, this is the third time, right? I thought no, we didn't get it, but this is the moving on card, I call it. So this is the third indication of moving on from something difficult, the past, and something that wasn't serving you, closing out that cycle. So we are confirmed here that this is coming very soon. If you have felt burdened by something, if you have felt that whatever was not working for you, and it left you frustrated and sad all the time, or anxious, this is coming to an end. Can you tell us anything more about the Six of Swords? Whoops. Can you tell us anything more about the Six of Swords, please? The Hermit. Well, the Hermit means that you've put a lot of thought into this, or you will put a lot of deep soul thinking into this move. When I say move, I don't mean literally that you're going to be moving, although of course you could be, but into this step, you know, you've put a lot of reflection into this. Can you tell us what it is? What are they moving on from, perhaps? It's going to be different for everyone, but let's see. Six of Swords and Eight of Cups, Three of Wands. Some of you actually are going to be traveling. Wow, yeah, I see that. That swept me away a little bit there. Knight of Swords, yes, confirmed. We have it confirmed here. Okay, so this isn't for all of you. I think it's like for 25% of you. I think that you're going to be physically traveling. If you're not going to be physically traveling, then this is emotional and spiritual movement here. But I do think that if it resonates for your situation, you're going to be moving away from where you are currently. You may be traveling a bit of a distance here. And I was just going to say, I don't know where you're going, but I mean, it's pretty clear that you're moving towards a lot of happiness and stability. Wow, nice. Okay, anything else that we need to know for group 4? There's lots of blue here. You may be expressing yourself soon. Now, think of something that you've been really wanting to say, either to a specific person or just in general, right? Something you've been really dying to say. You're going to say it soon, probably next month. That's mysterious, but I love it, because we need to express ourselves, all right? Especially our truths. Anything else? Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so the final thing here is freedom. This also could be talking about financial freedom, yes. Hopefully it's both for you guys, but this is definitely spiritual and emotional freedom. You're going to feel like this falcon, you know, you're going to feel like a bird flying away from that cage or whatever situation that you were in. Oh, let's get some from here. This is the the Osho Zen. I think it's just called Zen Tarot. I'll try to link these in the description if I remember. I hope I remember. Spirit, can you give us more messages for group 4? What does their soul want to tell them? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Look at first of all, that's pretty funny, okay? That kind of got me there because of, all right, enough said. You're going to be traveling, okay? So we also have here, this is pretty amazing too. Wowee. We have here Mind and Thunderbolt. Yes, that is what it felt like. That moon energy that swept me away. This is straight up lightning, thunderbolt energy. Look at the Mind card. There's been a lot going on, okay? You will have clarity soon. You will have a clear mind soon, and the chaos will subside. You will be reaching calmer waters, all right? For those of you that are kind of tired of hearing that now, there may be a reason for some of you that this is still going on, right? So here's what the final message is for this particular set of cards. Peace wants to come to you is what the message is. Google the High Priestess to get a really in-depth look of this, but they want you to be like the High Priestess, still and and allowing things to come to you, and just really connecting with your present in a meditative way. This wants to end, this chaos. It wants to end. It's also representing an awakening too, so it's not like it's all bad, but the peace wants to come in, but you have to allow it. The other way of saying that is that you may have to be willing and ready to drop those burdens. If this is hitting you in a weird way, this message, it may be because some of you may not even be realizing that you're holding a burden. So come back to this video in a couple weeks or whatever, and you may realize that you are holding a burden that you didn't even realize was there. But you have to be ready and willing to surrender this, because think of it, how can you accept or receive anything, which is the energy of the high priestess? How can you receive anything if your hands are full? Okay, so it's time to receive, it's time to surrender. All right, so let's get some final messages here from the affirmation deck. I'll link these as well, they're hard to find. Can you please give us some final messages for group 4? I am not afraid to step into the edges of my comfort zone. So something here coming through for you next is that you may have to face a fear. Some of you have already done this, you know. You've already faced so many fears and you've conquered them. But this is a specific fear. This is something that you've never delved into before. It's going to depend on what you've already conquered. If you've conquered, you feel your inner world, it's something outside of that, and vice versa, okay? If you've already adventured outside and done all the action, it's time to look inward, okay? It's a specific fear. Can you give us any other messages for group 4? I find strength in the silence. Yes, that is exactly what I saw before with that incredible moon vision. I don't even know what to make of that. It actually kind of was like this, come to think of it. It's as if you were in a boat looking up at the moon. Everything was black, but the full moon illuminated everything. It was truly beautiful. So that's where you're going to find your strength, is in your own silence of your mind or your soul. Oh boy. Okay, any other final messages, please? All right, so we have final message. It says, I align everything I need in life simply by being me. Huge message here to stay authentic to yourself, or to allow yourself to bloom. Remember before I said you're going to expand or evolve? That's a big part of it. You're going to evolve into your authentic self. And this is going to change everything. For those of you that have perhaps felt that you were wearing a mask, or you had to stifle yourself, your creativity, or your whatever, your identity. And it may be something that you have to conquer with, in terms of the fear. You know, you're stepping out of the comfort zone, maybe that. All right. And this is how you're going to align your entire life, by just being you. But I just would like to add here that this is the higher self version of you, the positive, loving, balanced version of you. It is not the you that maybe you were trying to walk away from, the difficult, conflicted you. This is the true self, okay? Okay, so what a reading, group 4. Really amazing messages here. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it resonated. If it didn't resonate at all, it might not be the reading for you, but I hope that it did, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Best of luck with everything. Let me know what's going on with you in the comments, and I look forward to it. Okay, thanks once again. Sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.